guys, how are ya? Sorry about being late. Oh no, 2 minutes late. Anyway, we're going to do a few extractions here. Cannabis, we're going to do we've already rendered down a CBD. This is pretty much Canatonic, Tsunami, I think AC/DC, and I think Steve Hawking, somewhere around there. So we're going to render this down. We're going to get a test next door in the lab to show you basically how they do it in there. That's Peter. He's the lab assistant over there. And that's the lab is integrity testing as well. What else? So that's going to be the CBD. What we're doing too is we're running another product, which is more of a land race towards Pakistan. So we're going to render that down and get that tested as well, just to show you the variance between a Paki land race and a dominant CBD. Anyway, see how we go. Okay. Today we're just going to go through a simple, easy flush, guys. Hang on here. Oh, I nearly forgot this. I would have been killed. I need to start this guy. Big trouble. It's called backup. Okay. And it's recording, hopefully. Can you see if that's recording, brother?
Yeah.
Probably, anyway, it's backup. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I think it's
this one here. Is that one recording? I got that one. Yeah, I just pressed it. Yep. Sorry guys, I'm just making sure I got definitely back up because at least I can play this back for the guys that didn't get to see it. It's on?
Yeah, the red circle and the numbers are going.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Anyway, what we're going to do, so we're going to do just a quick flush. When I say some of the words I may use over and over again is basically a run, meaning a run is the alcohol that I'm using. So if it's going to be a second run, it just means it's second time I'm using a clean alcohol. So it's using another source. Okay, so when it's just one run, and pull basically is when I'm pulling the alcohol through the material over and over again. And basically what you're doing is you're condensing the cannabinoid count in the small part of alcohol. So instead of using 5 gallons for running it through a couple of pounds, basically you can bring all that down to a very small portion of alcohol and keep running that through the same plant material, again using gravity. And there's other ways. Most important about doing that is temperature. Temperature is king. I'm just going to shut this window, stop this car traffic noise, because I know, yeah, thanks mate, because I know if I don't do that, I'm going to have complaints.
Is there anything you need help with? Let me know.
Thanks, brother. And anyway, yeah, getting back to it. So temperature is everything, and proof of alcohol. So temperature, everyone asks what sort of temperature. I say as cold as you can get it. Again, -10, great. If you can get it colder, even better. Temperatures I prefer anywhere between -40, -85, and sometimes colder. And depends on the product. Like just speaking today with a gentleman about shatter. Shatter, colder the better. And the least of alcohol, even the better. But anyway, so you work that out through experience, temperature, proof of alcohol, and then clean plant material. That's another thing. Probably about a minute on plants. I think the clearer the product is due to the integrity of the plant grower. So if you're using synthetics or all the bad chemicals out there feeding the plant, I don't think it's a good thing.
Fungicides and pesticides.
Yeah, definitely. It adds to the colour, and it adds to just the feel of the oil, and of course the end result. But organic is possible, and I think the behaviour of the plant grower definitely produces, I think some of the oil I've made has actually just been outstanding. So yeah, plant grower is everything. So yeah, proof of alcohol, temperature, and let's go through it. What I'm doing, I don't have the privilege of having the fridges here. We are going to get some fridges here eventually, -85, so I can just open them up and just do this process without reverting to liquid nitrogen. But anyway, so don't do this at home, and it's not as dangerous as you think. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to cool everything down. The temperatures I'm going to cool down in here probably around, let's have a look. Probably around, we'll get it down to around about -40. So here we go, liquid nitrogen. That beautiful sound. always wear gloves.
I've got calluses on my hands for dry ice.
So what I've done is I'm pouring it in the alcohol here, so just cooling everything down. And inside the ester here, this is what I have. I have these little guys where we'll be putting our plant material in, and it's just simple for now. And eventually, I think these are a good way to doing small extractions for home use. These are 1 litre, they're double walled stainless steel, hold their temperature wonderfully. We'll go through that later, but that's what we're going to use for today. Like I say, temperature's everything. Now, if you choose to purchase the weed witch here, it comes with a thermometer, so you can actually check your temperatures, and it comes with most of the filters that I'll be using today. And like I said, throughout the day, we render it down, we'll take it next door, we'll get it tested to show you the outcome of rendering down the oil and making the oil here. So, see it, it's cooled down. So what we're going to be doing is we did this extraction a few days ago, and we're just going to basically be pouring this into the rich herbal extractor. Okay. Only a small amount. And the good thing about this too is about monitoring your temperature, because temperature is everything. You don't want to scald the oil. Probably take about 5 minutes to heat up. Okay, so that's, we just poured the CBD in there, and I'm just going to render it, take out the alcohol. And the good thing about that too, guys, before you pour your alcohol in there, mark the container that you mark where the alcohol level is. So basically you don't have to keep opening this up to find out where your levels are. It'll just save you a heck of a lot of time and not knowing where you are in the run. You want to know where you are in the run. Because if you cook that alcohol quickly too fast, you'll scald the oil and it will just be unpleasant, especially if you're going to smoke it. Okay. And what we did last week, the canisters that you'll see when I filled them up, the product that turned into the Rick Simpson oil, or the darker green chlorophyll base, basically we heated it up and then strained it, winterized it just a tad, and rendered it down, and that's what it came out as. And that was last week's material that normally you'd throw away. We didn't. So we're going to get that tested today, and it just lets you know that normally stuff like this you'd throw away, we turned it into a product, and we'll get it tested next door. So don't throw away what you think may be wasted plant material. It's not. So do you grow in greenhouse? Do you do greenhouse?
Always indoor. Always indoor, under lights.
Okay, cool.
I want to switch to
So have you noticed any difference between growing under lights if it changes the 3 letters? Like the CPGs, THCVs?
Actually, this is something before I shut down my flower room, I was working very adamantly on, was comparing different lighting to the results. One of my favorite strains is Chernobyl.
Just checking the temperature.
I grew 3 Chernobyl plants, each in a 25-gallon container, each one under an individual 1,000 watt. One was under a super high pressure sodium, one was under an enhanced metal halide, and one was under a dual arc bulb, which is a 600 watt metal high pressure sodium and a 400 watt metal halide placed in the same 1,000 watt bulb. And I got very different trichrome growth and stages of maturity, as well as terpene profile out of each plant.
Wow.
Ultimately, the one that was grown under the combination bulb was the best. But on multiple experiments where I compared the Super HPS to the dual arc bulb, the plant under the Super HPS yielded exactly 15% more on the dot than the plant under the dual arc bulb multiple times.
Wow, man. Well, to tell you the honest truth, I don't understand ignorant, but man, I know nothing about growing. man. The only thing I know is oil, man. I wish I knew about plants. All I know is that if you treat it well, feed it good stuff, then I just let it go.
Back when I was a career grower, I used to, insist on, for the longest time growing.
Hey guys, I'm just cooling down the alcohol wall, and we're going to get ready for an extraction.
I used to insist on growing without bottled nutrients, and my yields would suffer because of this, but I would always try and, custom tweak my own organic soil recipes, compost tea recipes, and my reason for doing this is that I feel that growers grow for plant matter, not oil content, and I determined early in the game that I was growing for essential oil content.
Yeah.
Which is why, I was willing to take lower yields and not use liquid fertilizers and use different light spectrums like metal halide that don't produce as much dense of buds, specifically because the amount of crystals and terpenes and essential oils you get from doing this is unparalleled. Unparalleled.
Another thing I want to say to you guys out there as well is basically rendering your final material down. If you want better control, you can have like an Excalibur dehydrator, and you can put this. How would you call it? Just like it's a magnetic stirrer, and with a little bit of heat to it. Keep your temperatures low around about 78 to 84 Fahrenheit, and then whatever you put it in your little glass jar. Your dehydrator is moving the air around. Next 3 or 4 days, you've lightly evaporated the alcohol off, and you've kept your oil, your flavonoids, your terpenes, especially the water base, and there you go. You'll have a wonderful smoke. Actually, you've transferred an image of that flower into your oil because you've kept all the profiles there. The only time, if you're going to take it orally, using that freezing method and natural evaporation, you need to decarboxylate it by introducing a heat to it. So many ways of doing that. Just either put it in your weed reach, it would normally do it. I think that's the safest way to do it. I'll leave it at that. Okay, that. I don't know what these are. Let's go. Oh yeah, it's cold. There we go. So we're not far from 10. I actually put
But back to your question, you should be able to see a very wide spread of your cannabinoids depending on the light source and the amount of UVs the plant is exposed to before harvest. It makes a huge difference, and I think it's one of the most underrated facets.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing now. That's what I can't say too much, but that's what we're doing now. Yeah, it's just because the reason I asked you because I think you can play a big part in the way you take the flowering stages to the early to the very late stages where because you know what, everyone's got their theories, and I think until you really do it, and then I can say, yeah, shit, I see a difference because I don't know. I mean, I see all the different scales, but again, it's not under how would you say? It's like in more of a clinical trial.
Everything is very subjugated, and like most of the
because fertilizers, lights, and it's.
Most people don't take notes in this because they don't want evidence against them.
Well, that's it. But I just don't want to talk bullshit. If I'm going to say something, I just want to make sure that shit, man, that's what I really see. So. Well,
I never had any of the pot from my gross taxes, so I wasn't able to tell you my cannabinoid percentages, but I was able to tell you the crystal structure and terpenes are very different depending on the light source because I saw that for myself.
Oh man, I tell you what, mate, I take heat on that, and again, I'd love to talk to you later on about it. That is just amazing. I believe it's definitely the environment definitely changes the behavior of the way the plant grows. You look at just Afghanistan to all the way down into Tibet.
You know why indica plants, specifically the Afghanica genus from Pakistan and Afghanistan, you know why they produce these huge clusters of terpenes, not terpenes.
Okay, we're just pouring a little bit of liquid nitrogen in here just to take down the temp. That's it. And what we're going to do is we're going to be filling these in plant material.
But you know why Afghani genetics have evolved trichromes and sativa plants have like smaller trichromes?
Yeah.
It's all about humidity. The trichromes protect the calyxes from the dry desert air. So the lower the humidity you have in your grow room, the more trichromes you're going to produce.
Okay.
They're an evolutionary mechanism to protect the calyxes from drying out, because the calyx is the reproductive part of the plant.
Okay guys, what we're doing is we're going to be pouring some of this plant material in here. Let's say we've got probably a quarter of a litre, somewhere close to there. I don't know if we'll get it all in, but we'll see how we go. Again, we're just rushing this, guys, so don't pick on my kitchen methods or my lab methods, because I don't work in a lab. I build stills. Hold that against me. There we go. Get that sucker ready. I'm going to continue making that sucker cold. Okay, I'm going to fill this one. Well, I actually put a quarter of a litre in this one as well. And I don't know if you can see this, but I'll bring it to you that I really finely do this. It's like a powder. Really very, very fine. The finer you get this, and again, you're going to see bits of stamp because I do the whole plant. I mean, only set on nothing. It's you grow this plant, you do not touch this plant, and then you just render this plant down as a whole plant, okay, into a powder, and then that's it. So you got everything. You got the whole plant extract. Because you know, why just use the flower? You don't know what else you're missing out on. And I believe, in theory, I believe the whole plant extract is why you don't build a tolerance to it. If you just smoke the flower, you hear people building up a tolerance to that flower. I reckon because there's parts of the plant, like CBG, that removes that building a tolerance to it. So anyway, it's in theory, but I see it a lot. Full plant extract, you smoke it as a vape, has a totally different effect.
Tolerance isn't a myth, but it's widely exaggerated. As someone who's grown for patients over the years, it's all in your head, man.
Oh yeah. But I think
I've never not had a bong hit work. I've never not had a single bong hit fail to get me medicated.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But there is definitely a tolerance level. They're definitely finding in the synapse between the communication, because how the cannabinoids communicate. It's like you know, PTSD and stuff like that. You know, the reason when people take like psilocybin or something like that, get re-polished, the neurons, something cleans itself in there. I think building a tolerance to something, I think you build a tolerance to everything. If there's an ingredient missing, well, I think there's a chance that you could build a tolerance to something. And
then all of a sudden you try.
And again, it's haven't happened to me. I haven't had it happen to me, so I don't know. So I'm only just, as you say, I'm just
we're beginning to try and understand this. You know?
Yeah, and I want it, and I think that's the best part of it. So anyway, guys, we're gonna put this in. We're gonna stop bullshitting. Yeah. Sorry. Not you, mate. It's me. Anyway, so we put that in there. We put a quarter of a litre in there. Okay, so which is half quart. So sorry, half a litre, half quart. Well, somewhere around there. And we'll cool that sucker down again, and we'll be mixing some alcohol in it. The alcohol I use is a 190. If you don't have that choice, if you don't have that choice, then whatever, 151. But again, if you don't have that choice, well, that's it. 151 I wouldn't use, but the 190 proof, make it yourself. Again, in those places where you can. If you can't make it, then go and buy it. Plenty of places around the States where you can purchase the 190 proof. You just be paying state and federal taxes. Lots of them. There we go. Yeah, or if you do have your DSP license where you're allowed to make alcohol, or your TTB license where you can make up to 10,000 gallons a year, that's in the United States. Alaska and all that. So yeah, so if you live in the United States province, you can make up to 10,000 gallons a year of alcohol, high proof alcohol, with TTB. It doesn't cost you any money to do the paperwork. You can call me or send me an email, and I'll guide you where the paperwork goes. It's pretty simple. It doesn't cost you any money. And then there's another one where you could actually do another permit, and it's for the perfumeries, or you're just using the solvent as a rendering tool. You're not actually selling the alcohol, you're recapturing the alcohol. So you can get all your state and federal taxes back from that. So I think it's probably going to work out to, don't hold me to it, probably about $3.50 to about $5 a gallon for 190 proof. It's pretty bloody cheap. But anyway. And then it makes it really cost effective to do large sums of plant material and not worry about the loss of alcohol. Yeah, and these things are bloody great. You know, you can have these vessels, you can have the beakers as large as you want. Again, the revolutions, the RPMs on this is up to 1500 RPM, and it can go up to around about, I think it's about 460 Celsius. So this baby cooks, and you can actually heat up a water bath, and then basically if you want to do a shatter, basically the best way, you know, I'm not saying the best way, I think an easy way for the guys out there is bring it down under a water bath, because it's more of a gentle effect. On the oil, it won't, you know, alter the colours, keep it in the dark room, and you'll have pretty much a nice terpene-based shatter over a period of time. But the slower you do this in a water bath, the better. You'll keep everything preserved. And it will be decarboxylated, at least 60%. At about 85 degrees Fahrenheit for about 72 hours, 3 days, somewhere around there. Okay, we're nearly done here. I'm going to actually have a look at this. Normally you'd wait for this to cool down before you do what I did just then, but a little bit impatient. And oh yeah, the water usage for this as well. I get this a lot. How much water do I use going through the coils here? You can see the amount of water here. It's very, very minimal. And the way you can check it, just make sure the water coming out is lukewarm. So this is a little bit too cold, so I'm wasting water. So I can actually turn that down. And when it comes out about lukewarm, that's about right. You don't want to waste water, especially in Australia. Or California. Yeah, so as soon as we cook this down and remove the alcohol, we're going to just take some of the alcohol off. Take some of the oil out, render it down just a little more, and then put it in one of those tubs, give it to Peter next door, and then we'll get the results back in a half an hour, and then we'll go through some explanations why or why not some of the things that happen. Okay, we'll get this now rendered up. Okay, temperature. Okay, so I'm at minus 65, so which is good. So it gives me a bit of time to play around. Yeah, good thing to get gloves, guys. This is getting quite cold.
Freeze your damn fingers off.
Oh man, okay.
That sounds wrong.
Yeah,
Cauterization.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to go and get some liquid nitrogen. I'm just going to make sure that I do have good temperatures on the plant material in there. That looks pretty good. So that one's ready to go. I'm going to put alcohol in that one. Okay. So I'm going to put alcohol in both of those. A little more liquid nitrogen, so I'm going to pour that in the alcohol, and there's a reason I do that as well, and I'll explain that. And again, this is just what I found out to work for me. I'm not saying it's the only way to do it. Okay, so my plant material is up to around about there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how much alcohol I pour in. Okay, I've cooled down the alcohol to about a freezing state, or just before the freezing state.
So it's at negative 170 or so.
Yeah, minus 172, yeah.
Just around the boiling point of that positive temperature. Funny how molecules react that way.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
Two ends of a spectrum, huh?
And that should be an indicator.
Yeah, it definitely tells me something.
Yeah, it tells you something. That, yeah. Look at this a little deeper. Why does it do that? Yeah, now alcohol's a great solvent. Yeah, it's underrated.
Yeah, you know, my ancestors invented it to be.
Yeah, here we go, guys. I'm just pouring it in now. Actually, just show. I want to do measurements. So here we go. So you're going to see the measurement here. Okay, that's the same amount of plant material that I poured in there. Okay, now I showed you before. I hope I can see this. Actually, I'm going to do a selfie here because I poured liquid nitrogen in here before, and I did that for a reason, and I'll show you why. Let's see if I can get this. Here we go. I'm taking a picture now. So, and I'll show you this on YouTube. It's boiling everywhere. So what it's doing, it's actually mixing up the plant material. So it's agitating. And how much liquid nitrogen I pour in? Hardly anything. So because the liquid nitrogen goes under the plant material, and yeah, when you pour your alcohol in, it's like a witch's pot. But instead of it being heated, it's bloody freezing cold, and it's agitating. So there we have it. It's bloody beautiful. It's doing everything for you. So anyway, you can make this more aggressive if you got the bigger pot. Sometimes in my bigger pots, 40-gallon pots, if you've seen 20, well not even that, say about 2 gallons of liquid nitrogen and about 45 gallons of alcohol, it's mixed in with the plant material, you should see it. It's just like a witch's pot. It's just beautiful. So there we have it. Yeah, so that's really a good agitator. I'll pour that back in there. And we'll get a little more liquid nitrogen. And if I haven't explained anything to my friend, you know, please ask. You know, sometimes I get lost in this, so if you've got any questions, or if I didn't explain myself to you, just bring it up, brother. You know, I'm here to learn as well. You know, so, you know, this isn't. You know, I'm not teaching anything. I'm just sharing.
So right now you're just recapturing the alcohol off of the CBD extract you already processed.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're just waiting for it to come out still.
Yeah.
So then why now for the liquid nitrogen are you about to do another demonstration of a shatter?
Basically the same thing, yeah. Yeah, this one here.
So you're preparing for an extraction.
Yeah, absolutely. See, so that's just indication, just letting me know that it's loaded.
Yeah, I like to break the process down into 3 steps: extraction, evaporation.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
That's it. And the reason why I'm mixing, because I don't have the privilege here of having my fridges with the double door, and meaning that it's keeping out
Oxygen.
Keeping out a terrible friend. Good for us, not good for my extraction.
Or the still, for that matter, copper oxidizes.
Just everything. It just, yes. I try to keep it at bay, absolutely. So we're going to do it again. We're going to be putting in what was it before? It was half a quart or half a litre. Frozen. So there you go. I can't even pour it out. So maybe I'll do a selfie on that. So there you go. If you've never seen frozen alcohol, here we go, guys. I'll just put it here. There we go. Frozen alcohol. Nice and sweet. You can do some ice skating on that. So there you go. It does freeze, guys. Again, that'll be about 100 minus 172. They say it freezes out. So there we have it. This is the way I like my alcohol. If you can see it, it's sort of like a jello. That's how I like it. Again, there we go. We're going to pour this in nicely. Again, I didn't measure this, guys, but I'm just going to rough it in pretty much like the other one. Well, where it came up the level of the other one, I should say, which is about there. And again, it's doing the same thing. It's bubbling like the witch's pump. Still, yeah. Again, the more aggressive, well, the more the nitrogen you may have in it. So you have it. Just helps moving the plant material around.
Now, is there any purpose to screen in the French press serves?
Oh no. It just makes my life easy, man. You know, look, I have used every vessel. I like the glass vessels, and I'm just trying these out.
I'm using a Pyrex pitcher that goes inside a plastic pitcher. The Pyrex pitcher holds my alcohol, and then the plastic pitcher holds alcohol mixed with dry ice.
Okay, cool.
And it's kind of like a double freeze, you know, reverse double boil.
Yeah. Oh no, that's okay. We're just putting a little bit more liquid nitrogen in here, guys. We're just gonna, you know, leave that nasty unwanted friend out there, the oxygen, nicely. We let it sit there as long as you want. Again, before a period of time before the chlorophyll unlocks, or you know, you're starting to get a little more colour to it. I'm going to leave it there for about 3, 4, 5 minutes, and take it from there. Okay, we've got another box just cooling down there, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some winterization really quickly, just to show you temperature locks up plant material. And yeah, it's very important to know that you know, sometimes you can use your filter and the plant material in there as a filter, as a very efficient filter. Yeah, more efficient, I think, than buying.
As long as you congeal your fats well.
Absolutely, due to temperature. Because you're locking it all in the nature of so. And if you're reticulating it over the same plant material, it locks it up and you can keep that solid temperature.
You know, a lot of the BHO casts say that you have to winterize by, you know, leaving your extract in the freezer for a couple of nights. You know, you do it instantly with liquid nitrogen. There's no reason to freeze it really for 2 days.
No, absolutely not. Look, but me saying that again, geez, man, you know.
As with butane, I've heard one grower in Eugene left a liter of butane in his freezer to freeze and winterize, and what ended up happening is the vapor from the butane got into the refrigerator. When the refrigerator went to burn freon, it blew up his fucking house.
God damn it. What a silly tweet. You know, oh my gosh, man, that's the reason. That's one of the things why I said this is just freaking stupid. So
you and me
both users are still like this, and I thought, you know, you dickheads, I'll just make this pretty much silly-proof so I can bring this out before those guys. I don't need to do that shit.
Well, you're saving lives on multiple facets.
Oh man, I told you, I had people ring me up just, yeah, it's just really neat that, hey, they're no longer doing certain fashions of certain extractions. And they may be still doing their BH or whatever, but they don't use blowing fans. You know, they render everything down in a closed system that's reticulating.
I've heard this could be even more dangerous though.
What's that?
Systems, because you know you're dealing with like larger amounts of butane. It's all enclosed, and indoors, you know, it's a bigger bomb. Essentially.
Oh yeah. Look, but it's just getting that material out. Like butane's just nasty, but the alcohol.
I've never felt comfortable using it. I never felt ethical about it. It was something that's always had a lot of qualms about.
Yeah, very volatile.
Hate the smell of it.
It's scary stuff. Okay, guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to do an extraction here, and then I'm going to show you the first one coming out. So this is going to be the first run, and we're going to be pouring this material out, and then we'll show you the color, how it looks. I'll make sure that I've got a clean container here. Clean container. Clean container. Okay, clean enough. Okay, now we're going to get the material out. Okay, so we can't have this out too long, so I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can. I'm just going to load it up again with liquid nitrogen, just so it keeps it in that perfect temperature. Yeah, well, there's no such thing as perfect, but it's still colder than what it is now. This will just give me a bit of time.
Now, is that a finished extract you're adding your liquid nitrogen to?
Oh, this one here?
And there's your alcohol in there in the French press, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. What I'm doing is I'm just moving the product in there.
You're going to redissolve it back into alcohol and freeze it so it separates, the fats separate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, winterization.
Absolutely. Over and over again. So basically...
Just so the people know what's going on. You know?
Yeah, no, that's great, brother. Yeah, so what I'm doing now is I'm just pushing down, it's about a 150 micron through the plant material. And basically, you don't have to do this, but again, it helps you out for doing small extractions. Again, I sell the glass tubes because you can actually see the material changing and the colors. Colors play a big importance too. But these are great. I'm still checking them out and whether to go with them or not, but we'll see.
That's a good oil. Sorry for touching it.
Yeah, no, it's good, mate. It's good. That's what it's for.
No alcohol retention though.
Nope.
For how goopy it is, you know, there's no bite from the solvent.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? That's what it does naturally.
Your solvent is obviously a lot cleaner than Everclear. Everclear leaves behind all kinds of funky residuals.
It does?
That's why I can't use the Clear Springs brand. The Clear Springs brand contaminates the oil. It has to be the Everclear brand. I honestly want to use organic grade ethanol over anything. I mean, I grew up on a vineyard. If I could have my grape plant grown.
Okay, now we're doing the second one as well. We're just pushing it down. We're going to do the rest of and grape alcohol, and that's a great subject you brought up there, my friend, because alcohol is not just your alcohol. So you can see the color coming out. It's very, very clean and clear. There's a lot of fibers in there because we've ground it down so much.
Each one is a different spirit, right?
What's that?
Every spirit is a different spirit. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're going to put a little more liquid nitrogen in there just to keep the temperatures. Again, always remember, temperature is king. Absolute king. Okay, so what I'm doing now, comes up. Now I'm going to winterize it. This will take out the first solids.
Now, is this a decarboxylated extract, already decarboxylated?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, which one?
That you're winterizing.
Oh no, this will end up being different. Yeah, it's for a medical person. Yeah.
I imagine you winterize before decarboxylation.
Yep. Absolutely. I always like to leave the choice at the end to decarboxylate it. Okay, here we go. We're putting just a little liquid nitrogen in there, guys, to give everything a little cold on transfer. There we have it. Okay. So basically, I just poured that first run from those two straight into there, blocking out the oxygen, or as much of the oxygen, the liquid nitrogen. Again, if you had the good fridges, this will be just done in your freezer box. If you can't afford a really good freezer, just get a cheap 8-footer and segment that 8-footer into 1-foot segments, because you want to put a lot more foam in there as well. Just so when you do put your dry ice in there, the dry ice lasts for at least 3 days. You can do a lot of extraction with that.
So I'm extracting in an oxygen-free environment. Would the extractor want to have a ventilation mask on, not only to get oxygen, but to keep the alcohol vapors and other...
Okay, doing a selfie, guys, so you get to see this. Yeah, keep going, bro. Okay, here we go. We're seeing this here. This is winterization. The temperatures are very, very, very low. Let's have a look. Okay, temperature is low. So that means it's way over. 65 minus 65. So there we have it, winterizing through there. I'm going to be putting it away now. Yeah, oxygen is not your friend. Never. Okay, so that's that. Okay.
Mastering the elements here.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So look, I'm just going to explain this as well. This oil's been going just this morning. It's rendered down, I would say, all the alcohol out of there, and smells beautiful. It's got a nice finish to it. Again, this is a full plant extract. It has everything in there. I mean, you name it. The roots up. Nothing's missing out of that. So, and the percentages, if everyone's saying that, the percentage is really low, well, just to let you know, guys, just to let you know the percentages, I'll just give you a quick, I'll give you a quick look up there, and then I'll give you a quick look up here. These are just some of the few that I'll go through. And hope you're seeing some of this. But anyway, let's hope I'm not showing too many accounts. But anyway, there's some there.
Yeah, I would say that for doing a full plant extract,
well, that was a good one. I like this one. This is probably my favorite, guys. This beautiful lemon. Yeah, keep going, brother. But that beautiful, beautiful smoke. I can't smoke strong stuff like you guys. I don't smoke my oil, but I have a roll of this every now and again. It's just a really nice smoke. Anyway, here we go. This was named. This was not LSD. This was something else. But anyway, we'll talk about that one. That was pretty cool. And last one. And this was amazing. I mean, this made your mouth water. This is what people told me. This was a natural plant extract. When we measured this, the terpene profile and everything, it matched pretty much identical to the flower. So yeah, all it was just 4 to 5 times stronger than the flower. But yeah, that was amazing, and anyone can do this. This is pretty simple. It's just, you know, looking at nature, watching nature, and then captivating it, and you can do it. Anyway.
Back to the full plant extraction though, when you're mixing, you know, the parts of the plant you normally wouldn't put in an extraction, the roots and the stems, with the desirable parts of the plant, like the bud and the sugar leaf, I think it balances out to bring a high THC level, as opposed to if you were processing your buds and your water leaf separate. By doing the whole plant extraction, you know, you're getting the benefits of the parts of the plant you normally wouldn't use, and the plants you normally would use are giving it the high THC profile you want.
True.
So benefit to mixing everything, I suppose, you know.
Yeah. Because, you know, I don't know. I just know that I think the full plant is something has to do with people working together, I think. But still, I don't know. I'd like to know. But I definitely know that there is definitely a difference in the consumption. When people smoke a full plant extract, it's totally different from a CO2 extract, and definitely a CO2 extract, totally different. And
I haven't heard any good reviews from CO2 machines from anyone who's bought one. Actually, the one dispensary in Eugene who bought one first ended up selling it to replace it with a propane system.
Okay. Yeah.
The guy said it was a colossus waste of money, and the customers hated the product.
Well, see, then it could be a fault of the user.
Yeah.
See, people blame the machine, but it could be the user. See, I could sell someone a still, not knowing how to use it, and they call me up and say, or call someone up and say, Anthony he builds a shit out still. The fucker didn't know how to use it.
No, definitely.
Yeah, so
that's a huge concern in this industry too. I mean, we all are, even the professionals are amateurs.
Yeah, hey, and I am too. Hey, but you know, one thing I know is I use still every day. Every day. There's not a day that
comes out of your armpits, man.
Well, yeah, that's it. But I always turning something on. I'm always separating every day. So you just learn. You just by sound, hear, sight, touch, smell.
Master. Like I said, I feel like a sensation in my wrist when I'm cooking or mixing nutrients or doing anything involving my eyes.
I think when you do a repetitive cycle, I think you get to know just. I think you just find.
It's like playing music. It's like playing music by ear.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Playing the universe by ear.
Oh, yes. Okay, now what we're going to do, guys, we've got a little bit of alcohol left out here that's unfrozen. So I'm going to put that back. Okay. There you go. The winterization is just about done. Okay. Nice and crystal. Okay, this is off. We've recaptured our alcohol. The good thing about this, I'll explain to you guys. Okay, so this device here, when you fill it with whatever alcohol you have, Just say if you started off with a gallon of alcohol, of material, with your cannabinoids in there and everything, you will reclaim anything. If you do this correctly, you'll remove about 92 to 96% of that alcohol and reclaim it. And the thing about this too, guys, is you've got to watch it for when you get to the very end. When you have a highly concentrated product, I don't think I have one here, I don't. Actually, it's in the back here. This one here, if I showed you the color, I don't know if I can even show you the color, but anyway, there's about, I would say about 4,500 grams of material in here, of flour, in this small amount of alcohol. Yeah, it looks very dark. But if I put this on a glass tube or a glass plate, it's very dark gold. So it's very highly concentrated. So what I'm saying is when you cook this down, all the way down to the bottom, from an inch from the bottom, I slow this way down. Actually, I even turn it off. And then slowly start it up again. And now I'm removing a very fine part of the alcohol, because the faster you run this, you're going to remove the terpenes that are in here. And there's one terpene you don't want to remove. Actually, all the terpenes you don't want to remove is alpha-pinene.
That's Alzheimer's.
Alpha-pinene. You do not want to remove this sucker. I'm telling you, there's a reason why pine forests are pine forests. And there's a reason why you feel certain ways when you go through a pine forest. And I don't want to be too airy-fairy, but this is a true fact. You don't want to remove alpha-pinene out of your plant material, especially the terpene product.
Now, your sativa plants are
and
very
it cooks off
high.
at a different temperature. And check out the temperature on Google.
The pinene terpenes are very concentrated with sativa species.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Highs. Blue drink, for example, 80% sativa has insanely high levels of alpha-pinene.
Alpha-pinene, man.
Thank
It
you.
is good. Oh yeah. Okay. So we have the CB dominant in there as well. So that's just playing around. I cooked a little too quick. Anyway, I'm in a bloody rush here. So yeah, it's not how I want it. Well, it is what it is. It's CBD. It's always dark anyway. Dark and rainy. That's CBD dominant, unless you crystallize it. But anyway, let's have a look here. So that's got our alcohol back. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Alcohol. Wonderful. So basically, if I'm getting 92 to 96% of my alcohol, and I've stretched it out. So what I was saying, when you turn it down at the very end of doing about 4,000 to 5,000 grams, how much would you get out of that? Well, you work it out. If you're getting anywhere between, if the count of the flour is 18 or 22% THC, well, that's how much I'm removing from the pound. So I'm removing anywhere between 18 and 22% by weight of the cannabinoids from that flour. Somewhere around. So you work it out. There's a lot of oil in that product. So you can really condense the amount of cannabinoids in that alcohol. That's what I'm trying to say, by folding it. So you've seen the first one, that's the first run, and I'm going to do the first fold now, which you'll see. Or the first pull, I should say. So first one, first pull, what I do, here we have it. So same alcohol, guys. So now the alcohol has improved incredibly. You can come over and have a look, man. And you already know this. So basically, you'll see a couple of dragon tails in there. That's because some of the fines are in there, and they're hooked up with some of the fats or whatever may be in there.
The fusel oils.
Absolutely, they're gathering in there. They're charged already. So
Nothing is completely pure.
not yet.
99.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to be pouring this alcohol back into the plant material. And people ask me, why are you doing that? Well, I'm just showing you just the way you can condense it down. You know, there's many ways of doing this, and you can do this through just running it through coffee filters. And if you keep running it through a coffee filter over and over again, what's eventually going to happen is everything will tighten up, lock itself up, and what will come through that coffee filter, crystal gold material. Beautiful. So look at the other one.
So could you completely remove all of the chlorophyll from an extract this way?
Yeah.
Literally turn green or black, brown or gold.
No, once you unlock chlorophyll,
I feel like once the chlorophyll is
once
there, the color never goes away.
once you unlock the chlorophyll,
It's a dye.
well, yeah, there's ways of moving it, but there are some aggressive, cheap ways of doing it, and that's hexing.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Hexing will displace the water base. It's, no, you don't want to go there.
Hexane causes brain lesions.
Fucking terrible shit.
But I saw an interesting article on Skunk Farm where they used isopropyl alcohol to clean out all of their bong stems and pipes. Then they separated the wash of basically the pipe resin, which was black, into hexane. And what happened is the alcohol and hexane separated, and they were left with golden oil in the hexane, which they then evaporated. They said if you tried smoking this, it would taste awful, not just like the pipe resin was made from, but they literally created a bright golden wax from pipe resin.
Wow.
Through separation.
Wow. Yeah, look, all I can say, man, I'm a great believer if you can't drink it, don't use it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I've never even touched a bottle of hexane.
No, can't drink it, don't use it, that's my opinion, mate. Okay, so we just transferred that into there. So guys, we have our first run, first pull. So basically, if I just now fast forward this, because we're not going to stay here all day and you don't want to bloody listen to me. So what I'll say is, so you got your first run, first pull. What happens now is then I will do that again. So I'm still on my original alcohol, and I just keep folding in the plant material. Again, there's different ways of doing it. I'm not saying you do it this way. There's many ways of approaching it through recycling that alcohol through filter, coffee filter, in a very cold cubicle, or you can reticulate it, whatever it may be. But what I'm trying to say is you can condense this alcohol through the same plant material without using any new alcohol. And what happens is when you remove that portion, and there's other techniques, but you can get a true profile of the flower, and you do that over and over again, and you'll learn what I'm saying. But I'm not giving everything away. You guys can bloody work it out. I am just still, whatever. But you'll learn over time. But you can actually mirror image. Well, I have mirror image the flower and the concentrate oil. It can be done. Absolutely. Alcohol's a great solvent. Check into it. But anyway, so that's it. So let's measure this bugger. Okay, so. All I do is I just open it up and okay, you are exposing it to the air, which is not always a good thing. But anyway, it is what it is. If it was an enclosed environment, well, the more enclosed you get it, the more expensive it is.
Hey, we could always crack a CO2 tank in here if the window's closed. Lower the oxygen level bit.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Keep out the air. Yeah, you can douse this. I'm not even going to do it here. But anyway, danger zone. But anyway, we've got the oil there, and it's quite dandy.
The whole room smells of decarboxylated hash oil.
Yeah, amazing, huh?
Yeah, woo. The aroma's filling.
It does. It fills it up, and in the background, there's a before a plate. You've got the very musky, which is like your myrrh.
And I smell the pine too.
Yeah, pine. Bit of pine.
There's the decarboxylated smell.
Normally you wouldn't be so aggressive with the heat. I'd always take that down.
But for demonstration purposes.
Don't have the privilege here. Normally that would take 4 hours to transfer the temperature.
Definitely.
So I mean, you're slowly, just adjustments of this, just fine because you don't want to cook it down.
If you move quickly and fastly, your extraction.
I'm going to move quickly, fastly at the beginning, just to take out the bulk of the alcohol. And then from there, what I know that I'm getting to my profile by tasting the alcohol. Mm-hmm. When you taste the alcohol, you can understand and testing for fish oils coming out. And then hey man, I want to keep you in it. And then that's when you finally will adjust it. Or I just shut the whole thing down. And then wait till it cools down and then start up again. Yeah. And then you keep the true profile. You'll see it by your measurement. By taking it into a lab like this, they'll do they'll test your flour, and then when they test your oil, you can do a mirror image. You see what happens. See where you're missing out. And I guarantee temperature will reflect what's missing.
Unfortunately, a lot of people won't test the flower, but we'll test the product because it's a common practice to take material that's been ruined with powdery mildew and run solvent through it to create extract to still sell. So a lot of cases the labs have told me is they have no way of detecting powdery mildew in a solvent extract, and most people don't have their material tested beforehand.
Okay guys, I'm just taking a selfie of, yeah, got you man. I got a selfie of this, just so you guys have got a bit of documentary so you know I'm not pulling your leg. That, yeah, this is not bad for a little setup like this. Again, this is CBD dominant, so it does have a bit of colour to it. Okay, it's pretty much the criteria when you're doing an alcohol extraction that you have that colour. Okay, got that. I'm going to get a sample of this guy. And then we're going to go to the lab, and then we're going to see Uncle Peter. Peter, pumpkin eater. Okay. Okay, now I can't get any contamination in. Okay, I have to do it this way. Yeah, so when you're getting tested as well, you'll be amazed. You don't want to be touching any of your product transfer, because whatever you touch, because they're using such small parts per million there, that whatever you may touching that, and you may have touched a hair product or oil or whatever it may be, and yeah, it's going to bleed through, I guarantee it. So you don't want to do that. Okay. I don't need too much there. If you want to taste some of this, there you go, brother.
And this is more CBD heavy, right?
Yes, correct. This is.
I don't want to be
I can already tell you the score of this. I can already tell you the score. The score is going to be probably maybe the 40 CBD and maybe the 30 THC. So anyway, we'll see.
For a running oil, there's no taste of solvent.
No, no, because the weed wish it's because anyway, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is yeah, you can do a great product very quickly in a short period of time. Like I'm saying, condensing 4,000 or 5,000 grams into a half a gallon of alcohol, and then cooking that half gallon down, and just imagine what you're ending up with when it's slow cooked.
That piney flavor is insanely concentrated. It must be the genetics themselves. I'm still new to CBD genetics, but it's a totally different terpene profile.
Beautiful. That's yours. You can play with that if you want. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a camera, guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be nicking off with 2.6. I don't want to unhook this U-string. So I'm gonna come back and forth. I'm gonna be about 5 minutes. Give these to Pete. I'm gonna take the camera in there and then somehow give it to some smart person, and he can work out combining both. But I want to try and get a true score. So we've got a THC dominant here, which is I would say it's a Rick Simpson style oil from last week. Remember the canisters in there? It was last week's crap, or it's not crap, and then heating it up, taking the rest out of it. So we're going to do that RSO style infusion, and then this CBD oil. Let's do it now.
Now, RSO style though, but this doesn't appear to have the chlorophyll in it that RSO did. It seems like you did extract this at a colder temperature and keep some chlorophyll out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even how the oil smears on the silicone.
Yeah. But
it's not exactly chromatography, but you can't see it.
Absolutely, that's a CBD. Let's have a look, brother. Is this one going?
Kind of like chromatography.
Did this turn off? Oh,
no, it ain't up with any of that metal.
Oh, ran out of power.
I hate sitting still, that's for sure.
Come on, man. Ran out of power.
Are we putting back on the charger? Or?
I don't have a charger. Fuck you. Anyway, this is what this is for. Yay! Okay, let's do it.
All hail the smartphone.
Okay, guys, I've got oil here. I have got this one here that you're looking at is a sort of RSO from last week in the canister, and we'll heat it up and expect the waffle to that. And this one is going to be a CBD. Okay guys, we'll be back soon. Another 5 minutes. I know everyone's probably pissy what's going on. Once I come back for 5 minutes, then we're going to do another extraction through here. So I'm going to cool everything down. So I've got some material here. Okay, I'm going to be cooling this down again to a nice temperature. Remember, temperature's king. Temperature's everything. Like attitude. Attitude's everything. Anyway, so I got these sampled in there. I'm videotaping it with the camera, and they're just, add methanol, take it off using a very fine scale, but you'll see all that stuff. So they're taking 2 samples. I haven't told them which ones are which, so keep them in the dark. Back in about 5 minutes. Okay, like that. Man, it's what time is it? Okay, 2:06, so we've been going an hour. Fuck. Okay, early finish. Want some airy? Okay, airy. Warm. Back in a few minutes, he's just squirting it in the machine now. Okay, results coming soon. going, okay, it's nearly done. They're working out the numbers now, and as soon as I get the numbers, I'll show it to you, and then we'll close the show, and I apologize, guys. Anyway, while I'm waiting, let's go through another run, and then for those guys that are left, anyway, so be it. So here we go, we're going to go to the last run. What I'm going to do is, you're going to see the alcohol come out a lot darker, so when you rewind this and have a look at the alcohol before to the alcohol now, you're going to see it coming out darker. So you can just see it, that when you use the same alcohol and you're reticulating it through the same plant material efficiently and locked up in a temperature without the environment. Once you've done that and you reticulate that, you will gain at least 80 to 85% of the cannabinoids out of that plant material. And that last small percentage you can do through a heat extraction or an infusion. There you go, make a elixir. But anyway, here we go. We're going to go through this now. Okay, throw that out there. We're going to grab a new filter. These filters come with a witch herbal extractor. Okay, we're going to put it in there, and of course it comes with one of these guys. Okay, it doesn't come with a bucket. Okay, we're going to pull this out. And we're going to pull it down with our wonderful tank liquid nitrogen. Where is mine? Right, here we go. Can you just shut the windows there, mate? Yes, sir. Thanks, brother. Okay, guys, we're pouring some liquid nitrogen in here. There you go. And dry ice is good too, guys. You just can't pour it in or mix it in with the alcohol. Okay, so I pour just a little tad in there. And liquid nitrogen is inert, so you won't force it off. Oh, don't you love that sound? Love it. Okay, so everything's cooling down now. Here we go. Put up some gloves. Okay. And then we're going to pour this out, and hopefully it doesn't make me a liar and be darker. Yeah, it's darker, alright. So I'm pouring it around the outer skirts of the filter for a reason. Actually, I shouldn't be really doing this out in the open because it's cooling down the alcohol so much quicker, but what I'm doing is I'm creating a larger surface area so to tie up the unwanted. But anyway, there you go. And there we have it. Okay, so now that's going to be number 2. So still, same alcohol. You know, it's the first run, second pour. Okay, so basically you can do this again and again. You can do it all the way up to number 7 if you want to. Do whatever you want. Just make sure that you keep the temperatures tight so you don't get no chlorophyll leaking through. Because then you've just wasted a nice oil.
Back to the oil I sampled a few months ago. I'm starting to feel a very powerful body high. Just a slight head change.
Oh, the one you're eating?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's great. And there you go, guys. You can travel all the way from your country and your state and come to Washington to be healed or medicated and whatever, for entertainment purposes. I'm saying it's better than half the stuff out there, but anyway, each to their own. So anyway, so here we go, we're going to be doing the second extraction on this, pushing it down, and now we're going to be pouring this in, and yes, again, I'm not doing this any slow. I want to pour it out, get it out there, get it in there, because I don't like leaving this chlorophyll in this temperature. Makes me nervous. I'm going to put this in here because I'm seeing something happening, and that is I see a little
that's so cool.
I see it starting to open up. So now we have it. And for those that are living in cold places, you're blessed. That's all I can say. You're bloody blessed. So all of those guys and women bitching about the cold weather, stop your bitching. Because doing this in cold weather, you know, the -30s, -40s, and doing your extractions out there, and everything is at that temperature, and it's nice and dry. My God, I envy you. So. But anyway, so that's it. So that's still our first run because the same alcohol, we've just reticulated it twice, so that's why it ended up dark. I'm going to wait till it just filters just a little here or ritualizing, and then I'll show you the finished product of the oil, and then what I'll do is I'll render it down sometime today, tomorrow, for next week, and then I'll get it tested. So you know, each week that something we've done today will get tested next week, and then maybe I'll do. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll do some of the finishing at home, and we'll see how it works out. Other than that, guys, Rainy Distillers is out. This is integrity testings. Before I do go, let me find out the numbers. I'm going to come straight back and show you. Just hang on. Now, we've got to think where I put it. I put it somewhere safe. Always where I put it safe. And we'll just take a tap to find. Where do we put it? Safe. Super safe. Maybe so safe. In my wallet safe? No, I wouldn't have done that because
that's how I keep mine whenever.
That may have heated it up.
Yeah, it smashes it and makes it hard.
No, I've kept it super safe so it didn't crinkle.
There it is. Oh yeah, of course.
That'd be mine. THC CBD joint. Okay, guys, they're lining it up now. Just chill out. Anyway, we're going to go. How about we find out how this filterization goes? Okay. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to put it here in the middle. Okay. Pour the rest of it in here. And then I'm going to be taking one out. There we go. You know, you can do this. What normally I do is I put a little hole in the bottom of that one, and if I can find the scissors, I'll just quickly show you what I mean. Pair of scissors, basically what I do, just to allow getting rid of most of this chlorophyll that's sitting around the sides, because temperature is everything, oxygen is your worst friend. So what I do is I grab this and I'll quickly show you what I do. Simple, you probably already do it, guys. Got a clean filter below. I just put a couple of dips. I don't know what, that's not working. Anyway, there we go. I'm just putting a few slices in.
So the alcohol moves through it actually.
Yeah.
Otherwise the pores in the filter clog and
Absolutely.
you don't get anywhere.
And you know what? Because now the chlorophyll is building up.
You want the alcohol to move through there. You don't want it to stay there and warm up with the chlorophyll.
Absolutely.
I've had this problem with kratom extracts where it warms up in the filter and ends up ruining the golden extract by the time it all drips through.
You've got it, bud. You've got it, man. It's about just getting that stuff out there.
Stable temperature, people.
Temperature is everything. Anyway, there we go. Bit more of our friend, liquid nitrogen. And you're probably asking, how much have I gone through? Well, I've probably gone through a couple of liters. Not all that much. Okay, there we go. Come through there. Now I'm going to show you the oil. And we're going to put this down and I'll show you the finished product. So if you do a color variance chart, and just imagine if I had a small vial, 15 mil, and I'm going to shut this door. I talk too bloody loud. So if I got a test tube and I did 15 mils or whatever, 5 mils, and if I did a coloration chart between the first run and I did the alcohol in first pool, second pool, third pool, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, and if I'm dropping my temperatures down from number 5 to 7 because I'm undoing a few more things, you'll see a color variance change. And if I continue doing that all the way down to different temperatures, all the way down to -10, you're going to see these different plant constituents open up through all the different temperatures. That's a great thing about alcohol. I can dial in a temperature to pull whatever I want out of that plant. It's pretty cool. This solvent, if you get it pure enough, especially 200 proof in the back, if you can dial in the temperature on a 200 proof, and you can pull out certain parts of that plant without exposing another part. But anyway, that's another thing. I don't want to bullshit too much, but anyway, there you go. You have got a beautiful gold oil out of that small amount. It was half a litre of each, so it worked out to be 1 litre of alcohol and 1 litre of plant material. And you can see the amount here. I'm going to show you what we've got left. And I don't want this to be getting cold. There we go. Anyway, so we've roughly got, okay, so we've got half a litre. So that means there's half a litre somewhere. And that half a litre somewhere is still in there and it's coming out. And we'll probably get about, I'd say close to 90% of that back. So you're getting 10% loss. The way you're only going to get that back is through sticking it in a centrifuge under cold temperatures to remove the rest of the alcohol, or do a heat exchange and then recondensing that vapor in the heat and recondensing the alcohol that way. Or vapor, whichever. You've got a choice of not losing. But there we go. We've got half of these back and half will be still in there because it's still going through the filter. So there you have it, guys. It's simple. Solvent, No bad chemicals in this solvent. Alcohol, if you can drink it, use it. So, happy distilling. Distill the best out of life, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Pass on the word. It's all about sharing information, because that's all I do about cannabis. Any questions about anything, strains, whatever, if I don't know, I'll point you to who does. Just before I go again, I'm going to find out about the test results. Just hang on, I'll put this back there. And I'm going to put it. Okay, give me it back in a sec. Up the camera. Here we go, fucking selfie.
Quickly, you know, smoke THC oil.
Yeah. Hey guys, how are you? Okay, I'm going to show you now. Here we go. This is the results. I'm going to show you the results. This is A1. A1 was, let's have a look, 32.1 CBD. CBC was 0.1, very small amounts. THCV, very small amounts. Then we come to Delta 9, THC, tetrahedral cannabinoid was 38.2. So you see that they're very, very much nearly close to 50-50. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we come down to the CBG at 1.4. Not too bad. Anyway, total. Don't forget, guys, this is no winterization here. Shit, this is just straight with the flash and straight and cooking it. So 72.2. So there's still a lot of plant material in there. You did a lot of winterization, or just a bit of winterization here. You'd increase that already 10%. Anyway, there's your chart. Two beautiful peaks. There's your THC peak. There's your CBD peak. You got your CBN, CBG, and yeah, all the good stuff. THCV there. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now we're getting to the second one. The second one we said, which was the RSO or the infusion, and we have it there. Jeez, I hope you can see it all. There we go. We have 52.6 in the total value. CBG is a nice one. Look at this, 2.6, and then what do we have here? Delta 9, THC, we've got 46.8. We have CBD, we have 3%. So anyway, there we have it, guys. This will be your more of your nighttime sedative, where you'd relax, and definitely there'll be more of a high effect, a cerebral effect. And the first one being your CBD dominant, which would be more of a body effect. Actually, no, it wouldn't be. Actually, it's a 50-50. So, you know what? I know nothing. That's the best way to keep it. Let's say the gentleman that smoked this before, he just said he felt it in the body. So there you go, guys. Out for now. Happy distilling. Distill the best out of life, and anybody can do this, guys. Spread the word. Cannabis should be free to everybody. This information should be free to everybody. And all I say, if you have anything against this plant, just relook at what this plant's all about. That's what I've done, and I tried to poke holes in it and can't, and there's a lot of good stuff, and a lot of good stuff to come about this plant. So anyway, out for now. Check into the endocannabinoid system, and there's some great videos out there which I'll share with you later about what doctors have not been telling you, and that is the endocannabinoid system. These bastards have lied to us. Anyway, out for now, guys.